Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Canadian Ed. I'm here to review a new watch. It's called the Reactor Poseidon Limited Edition watch. It comes in a box like this. It's quite attractive. And inside is another rubberized case. And the actual watch comes in. Put that aside. As you can see, it's very nice, unique, rubberized, beautiful looking. If you open that up, you can see that you get a little brochure about the watch, some information about the watch, and your instruction manual. So the items that come inside the watch case are the watch itself mounted on a nice leather holder, some spare watch band links for the stainless steel band, some replacement screw bars for the watch band mounting to the case, two tools for removing the watch band, which we'll show a little bit later. Can't get these out. Quite nice. And a replacement or an alternate rubber band that you can exchange with the stainless steel band that's on the watch. This one specifically is the Poseidon limited edition version. There are two other models of the Poseidon line that are a little bit different than this one. This one's a little bit special. That's the limited edition designation. The other two models are lithium-ion battery run models. This model is a kinetic watch or a self-winding watch. You can see the self-winder there in the display case back. You can see it's stamped with the Reactor insignia. And so, you know, with the full winding, or it's self-winding, with the full winding, it will last 60 days approximately before it loses its charge. The other standard features on the other models is the 316L stainless steel solid case and watch band that you also have on this model. The Reactor DNA of all of the watches, and I'll discuss the Reactor DNA in just a second here. The internal and external rotating bezels, so the internal bezel rotates and so does the external one. The bracelet with wetsuit expander, so all three models have that as standard features. And they are all rated at 1,000 meters depth. The limited edition version of the watch, here in my case you can see that it says, quotes, that mine is number 169 of 500 models or copies of the watch that were made. So it's a limited edition run of watches. It's got the self-charging quartz movement, which we've already discussed. It's got the exhibition case back, which I already discussed. It's got the interchangeable watch band with the rubber, a little bit more sporty looking watch band. We'll talk more about that later. It's got the special LE box and tools and extra case bars for the watch band, and it's got the never dark illumination specifics for the watch. Now the never dark includes a special Swiss phosphorescence or luminescence on the hour markers and numbers 12, 3, 6, and 9. Plus it's got tritium rods installed at the 12, 3, 6, and 9 locations, as well as tritium rods on the hour and minute hands of the watch. And there we have the luminescence after just a brief moment energizing it with my flashlight. Some more specifics about this Poseidon LE version watch is you've got a watch face that's 48 millimeters in width. It is 17 millimeters thick, which I originally thought was quite thick, but when compared with their heavy water model, this with the side bands is actually 18.4 millimeters thick, and so it's technically a little thinner than this watch, which made me feel more comfortable buying this watch, because I'm not a real huge watch fan, but I really like this watch, and so it just kind of helped me keep it in perspective. It weighs 255 grams with the stainless steel band on it, which is quite heavy. It feels sturdy. It is 34.7 millimeters thick here at the case, where the case meets the band, at the lug, and it is 22 millimeters wide at the clasp. It has an outer bezel that has 120 clicks per revolution, which is quite nice, indicative of more expensive watch versions. And it also has an internal bezel that you can adjust by using unscrewing the top crown, and you can rotate that. It's very free moving, very easy to move, and very accurate. So we'll just set that and then re-screw down the crown. A little bit more information about the Reactor DNA that was mentioned earlier. The Reactor DNA, if you go check the website, talks about aspects of each one of the Reactor watches that are in part of this DNA of every watch that they manufacture. Some of that Reactor DNA is comprised of the construction of the watches, all 316L stainless steel in their cases and in their watch bands. They are all triple O-ring sealed crowns that they use on all their watches, so they are very, very well sealed when their crowns are tight as well as when they're open. So it's waterproof even when the crowns are open, water resistant. It has the bright Swiss illumination on all of their watches. That's part of the DNA. It has the solid screw bars on each one of their watches. For example, here's another one of their watches, the Critical Mass, and it also has the solid screw bars at connecting the watch band to the case itself. And they're very, very durable and very strong. Reactor claims that they are 5 times the strength of regular pins that hold the watch to the case back. They also have the triple secure closure on their bracelets, which you've seen me open. 1, 2, 3. The second crown here on the Poseidon watch is an adjustable crown for the time and date functions of the watch. You unscrew the crown, pull it out 1 click, 2 clicks. 2 clicks allows you to adjust the day and date, and the first click allows you to adjust day and date, and the second click allows you to adjust the time. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate one of the really cool features of this watch, the interchangeability of the watch bands. You're given these 2 tools to be able to disconnect these quite easily. I'll show you how it's done. We're just going to undo the very durable screw bar here and disconnect that. It comes off in 2 pieces. A very durable, rugged screw bar. And then the watch band comes off. Now I've undone the other side, but you can see that watch band is now off. And we're going to put the other one on, and we'll just throw this one side on here. Just put this through, find the hole. Okay, that's through. Put this in here, and we'll tighten this down. And as you can see with the new rubber watch band on, it looks very sporty. And placed on my arm, it looks quite good. Now, one thing that's really interesting about the Reactor watches, which I really like and appreciate, is the fact that, if you've owned any other dive watches, you always have a problem with this part of the rubber strap flopping around. Well, with Reactor watches, they've got a unique function here. This little part of the stainless steel logo or chrome logo fits into the rubber strap there, the holder for the strap, and it stays pretty good. Like, it does not dislodge, and so it keeps it all snug and tight on your wrist. A similar feature on the other rubberized bands that they have, which I think is ingenious. It has a little bit of a notch there that fits into the strap there and keeps it kind of locked in there so that it's not flopping out during the day as you're wearing the watch. I love that feature. It's very well thought out. So I'm just in the process of switching back to the stainless steel strap, and I thought I would just let you take another look at the case construction, just to kind of get another idea of how rugged and durable and sturdy this watch is. Very, very heavy lugs here that are very sturdy. This thing is very rugged. You can get a little bit better view of the showcase case back here, and it says limited edition number 169 of 500 there, 1,000 meters, water resistant, Japan auto quartz movement. Very nice. Poseidon model 55908. I love the polished stainless steel. It's very attractive in my mind. And then the sides of the bezel is polished as well, whereas the front or the top is a little bit of a brushed aluminum. So here we are back with the watch put back together with the stainless steel band. I'll just slip it on real quickly so you can see how attractive it is. I find it extremely good looking on my wrist. I wear it under my shirt sleeve with my suit to work each day. I have about an 8-inch wrist, and so I had to take one link out, but it adjusted very carefully, very precisely to my wrist, and it's very comfortable. Just like to talk for a second as to some recommendations I might make, if I were able to Jimmy Ohms, president of Reactor Watches, that he might be able to incorporate into future versions of his watches. There are over 90 models of Reactor watches currently in the sport and elite lines, and you know, I love all of them. I've got 4 now, as you can see. I've got them here. But if I had to make some suggestions, hoping that he was listening, I would probably add these few things. The first on the list might be the issue of quality control. I know that they're very good quality. However, might be a bit of an issue with quality control coming out of the factory. The only reason why I say this is because while I was on a recent trip to Hawaii, I looked at probably 60 or 70 different Reactor watches as I was trying to decide to buy this one, and that's where I bought this one as well, as in Hawaii recently, and this one as well. I looked at 60 or 70 different watches, and of those 60 or 70 that I looked at, I found 2 that had some issues that I pointed out to the reseller there, and who said, well, we'll ship it off to Reactor, they'll fix the problem. 2 watches out of 70 that I looked at that had minor problems, that is not very high defective rate at all in my books, and very easily modified or rectified. Second of all, it would be nice to be able to have maybe some customizability options for the watches. I sent an email to Jimmy and his son Brandon at one point when we were discussing my new purchases. And I asked him, is it possible to change the internal bezel with the internal bezel of the other Poseidon model that is yellow? Yellow is my favorite color. I love yellow. And I think the internal bezel on the yellow version looks gorgeous. And I was told by Brandon that no, because of the self-winding characteristics of this limited edition version, that the internal bezel cannot be exchanged with the other one. So it would have been nice to have been able to exchange bezels, maybe have different options for different colors to be able to do there. Obviously sending them into Reactor to have them make the changes, but still being able to be given the choice of being able to customize it a bit more. Another idea is maybe make the tools that you use to remove the watch band, make them available for purchase by regular customers. So if they want to remove their watch for cleaning or whatever purposes, that they can actually buy these themselves as specific accessories. That might be nice. A few more titanium models might be nice. They have a couple of titanium models now. I'd like some more for different choices and options. My next watch will likely be a titanium version of one of the Reactor models, most likely the Gamma. More self-winding options. This is technically currently the only self-winding quartz winding movement watches in the Reactor line, and I love the feature. A gold version maybe. I don't know how difficult it is on the sport versions to have a version that has a little bit more gold plating or gold look to it. This one is obviously gorgeous, has several gold accents on it, which I really like, but something with more gold on it might be nice to have as well. And then, of course, on some of my other dive watches, I have a depth meter and a chronometer on them as well. Maybe you could integrate that on some of the other watches going forward with that. So there's just a few nice to haves, some recommendations that I would make to Reactor. But overall, I'm very happy with this watch. I think it's a gorgeous watch. I wear it daily. If you are interested in learning more, please feel free to email me or let me know if you have any questions. Look for more videos from me, Mr. Canadian Dad, in the future. Hopefully I'll be able to do some more reviews of some of my other watches down the road. Thank you very much.